and welcome to Tyroo Talks, where we discuss everything adtech and beyond. In the last episode, we discussed how AI would transform our job roles. It would not kill the jobs, but would add to our skill set and enable productivity at our workplace. We also discussed a bit about a one person company, wherein a person would use different AI tools to do tasks that were done by teams earlier. To build on to that concept, today we will be discussing how artificial intelligence could seep into our org charts, how the org charts might look very different from what it looks today, and how independent contributors might be much more worth than teams. To discuss this, we have with us Mr. Sagar Gonzalez, who is a part of our sales team, and Ms. Praneet Bajaj, who is a part of the client development team. Hi Sagar, hi Praneet, good morning, and welcome to Tyro Talks. So, I'll set up a bit of context. In the last episode, we discussed with Shrey and Rituja about how AI would transform the daily jobs and the tasks, particularly in the sales field, also in the support functions as well. So, myself being in the support function, Shrey being there, we had a good round of discussions. And in the end, there was one topic that popped up, which was regarding a one person company. So, wherein, in spite of having teams, people would be individual contributors and they might use different AI tools to do the tasks that the teams used to do. So we'll build on that and we are going to discuss how the org structure might change in the future with the help of AI and how independent players and individual contributors might take a bigger role than team managers, or whether the team managers would have AI tools as their companions and use them to give a better help to their team and a good support to their teams as well. So, Sagar, first of all, I would like to have your opinions on how do you see the org charts transforming in the future with the help of AI?
Sure. Thanks, Mayank. Great, interesting topic, and glad to be part of Tyroo Talks. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff, of course, with respect to how AI is sort of transforming the current industry. Before starting off, of course, I'd like to give a little bit context on my background. I take care of sales when it comes to digital ad tech industry. So that's been my experience overall. So I'll try to be more focused, my answers towards, I'll keep it more focused towards my industry. But yeah, being understanding with the current news and understanding with what AI is sort of enabling teams across different verticals. It's interesting to understand how it will transform the current hierarchy of organizations. So when you talk about the structure currently, what we sort of follow is more of a pyramid structure. What I feel over the top broader way, AI will sort of enable more of web-like structures where AI specialists will be able to take up jobs which are much more monotonous and routine in work. Because there are a lot of quickly changing needs in the business where a top level strategy level thinking has to come in. So we definitely need to delegate the kind of routine work to AI tools or AI specialists who can probably work on them and monitor them, but who are probably not taking away too much of bandwidth. So yeah, that is very essential how these roles with the AI human blended format take up these responsibilities. So that's one important aspect when we see that change happening in an organization structure. But then again, the transition, of course, won't be easier. We definitely need to define these process flow charts where AI can definitely do a good job. Where, say, for example, there is a certain routine operational work which has to be done that can be offloaded to a AI related kind of a tool. But when it comes to creativity or strategy level thinking, probably a human intervention to a 70-80% is required. So yeah, so that's probably over the top where we don't see too much of centralized decision making, but it can be decentralized across organization for certain roles. So yeah, that will be interesting to see how it happens.
Yeah, and I mean, also earlier that we had discussed with Shreya and Rituja as well. So this was more or less the conclusion that we had, that AI would not replace someone, but a lot of human intervention would also be required. And as you said rightly, that AI human blended roles would be the norm rather than specified roles for AI and specified roles for humans. So that is again that is what I mean, I also think of that it would be more of a tool or a companion rather than replacing someone as such.
Absolutely.
Sagar, you mentioned that you have been in the ad tech space and you have been there for some quite bit of time. So, continuing on the thought process that we have started on, I would also like to know how, particularly in the ad tech industry or in the advertising space, including print and including the traditional television and all the other media platforms, how would AI transform the org structure in the particularly in the ad tech space? Because as you said rightly, that there's a lot of creativity required and there's a lot of strategic planning also required, and of late, we have also seen with platforms like Gemini or ChatGPT, wherein they give a basic level of strategy, but they might not be able to give such a futuristic prospect wherein they don't have enough data backing their systems, right? So I would like to understand from you how the org structure might shift, particularly in the advertising space, and also how it would affect the team dynamics. So whether someone being very skilled in the AI might have a leverage, or someone being not so tech savvy, or someone who might not be very well versed with the AI platforms, would they be lagging a lot behind their peers, or it can be managed?
Got it, got it. Yeah, yeah, interesting take. Of course, when it comes to ad tech, I'm sort of closely following how it's going to impact this industry or the roles, of course, with respect to personal development when you look at upskilling yourself, or with respect to organizational level, how they can incorporate these new tools and enable the users or employees to do their job in a much better fashion. So what I feel, I mean, ad tech is no stranger to AI, right? I mean, we have been using that at least at the technology side when it comes to programmatic advertising and understanding the user behavior. When say for example, Google Metas of the world have so precisely able to they are able to define audiences, audience cohorts, and understanding, and then looking at that trend analysis. When it comes to the tech side, of course, we have the Netflix of the world, where the recommendations engines is so super strong that you are able to find content of your liking within no time. So that's one part of it, of course, where AI is enabling products to become much stronger, and human intervention or human optimization for any sort of campaigns running on these ad platforms is less. So definitely when you say about tech upskilling, at least at the top level, a user or an ad tech professional needs to know to what level they will be able to optimize or help the clients. And when it comes to changing in the org structure within the ad tech space, again, more or less the same, because AI and MarTech products have been optimizing and automating, helping sort of the industry in a much larger way. So there'll be a lot of shift on team dynamics, is what I feel. So say, for example, a large scale data analysis is managed by an AI tool. The routine task of a sales professional or a marketing professional is handled. So they can focus their work on more of creativity and a broader perspective of where the larger goal of the organization lies. So again, another important aspect, what I feel is it will enable a lot of cross-functional collaboration as well. When AI is taking up your routine task, you are able to collaborate with different teams in a much better manner by idea sharing. So say, for example, a person who's much more AI skilled can definitely help people who are little late adopters, who are still working on a traditional model. So that transition of, there will be probably 10% new early adopters in a company. They can be mentors or peers to people who are yet to come get on board with the AI journey. So that becomes really essential for any organization. So they need to identify these people and make them probably like subject matter experts for in the AI field, and it can kind of trickle down to the organization at a lower level as well.
Yeah, totally agreed, Sagar, with your point. And basically, we also have, I mean, a similar kind of opinion that, people have to be upskilling themselves, even if, it might not be very much comfortable. But if there's a revolution of sorts which is coming in with AI advancements, people need to upskill whether they are at any level in the org chart. Uh, Hi, Praneeth. So,
Hi.
Praneeth, just setting up a bit of context, we have been discussing with Sagar how AI would make a shift in the org structure, and particularly in the adtech space, how people at different levels should learn how to use the AI tools, how it would be a very good companion for people at any level, be it on the strategic thinking level or be it on the execution level. Praneeth, you have been working with a team of late, and you can set a bit of context when you start. So, just wanted to understand from you whether you being with a team and particularly in the strategic thinking kind of role wherein you help the clients as well. So, would this shift be from managers to independent contributors? Or would there still be a requirement of a team even in strategic input? So, like Sagar and me were discussing, that wherein creativity comes in, wherein strategic thinking comes in, there might be a lot of human intervention required. But you have been working with a team on this front itself for the past few years. So, what is your take on whether your role might change a lot towards independent contribution, or would there still be a team required?
Okay. Actually, I'll introduce myself too. My name is Praneeth Bajaj. I have been working for Tyroo, I think, for the past 4 months, and I'm a client development manager here, and I handle a few portfolio of clients like Air India, Puma, Okta. So these are the client portfolios I handle. As a client development manager, I think a lot of my time goes in managing and seeing the operational tasks that happen on the platform as well. For example, there are a lot of things that happen a where a term needs to be pushed. When a CPA, when we are trying to figure out how to work with publishers, we make sure that there's everything done on the system so that someone actually has to go in manually and do all of these things. So I think when AI takes over, a lot of these things will be less complex. And I think as a manager or anybody else, promotions will be more likely based on your skill set, right? And you'll see your manager, or you'll see a manager who's now rolling up their sleeves and sitting and getting into the nitty gritties of the project. They're not going to see, oh, why wasn't this done? Why wasn't an operation task done? Why wasn't the data pulled out? They're going to actually do a deep dive of your projects. They're going to see and actually get into the detail of your projects and see how you've used your strategic mind at the maximum. So I think that's where it's completely going to change. It's not going to be just overlooking a lot of these processes on a higher level. They're actually going to go into trenches. They're going to see how much experience you bring to the platform, and they're going to see how what kind of experience you have when you deal with clients as well. So I think from a strategic perspective, these individuals now have opportunities to focus on the bigger picture rather than just the constant pull of administrative duties that they have as a manager as well.
Great insights, Praneeth. And on the point that you mentioned that promotions would now be more on the skill sets.
Yeah.
So I was about to discuss that if the org charts are now flattening, right, due to AI, so a lot of people who would have been team leads, 2, 3, 4 years into their job, now they might take up to 6, 7 years because there wouldn't be a team as such, but there would be a team of AI tools, I would say, which
Yeah.
would be working on. So how do you see promotions? How do you see people growing vertically up the ladder? So earlier, as it used to be that you used to be a part of a team, then you became the team lead, then the manager, and so on and so forth. Now, if there is a flattened org structure in terms of people resources, so how do you see promotions going up, and would the timelines increase, or would there be a lot of silos working in wherein you might be going up in terms of your designation, but again, there might not be someone managing you as such, and you might
Right.
be on a free path. So, what is your take on that?
That's actually a very interesting question because, see, as a manager, you're managing a team of humans for now. I think later it's going to get a little more interesting where you're managing a mix of two teams. So you have AI there and you have a team of people with skill set. They're using your team to like a maximum potential, right? So I think leaders now will be more creativity focused because they know AI is going to crunch the numbers for them. They know people are going to put things together. I mean, the AI is going to put things together for them. Now, their main focus and their sole focus on people is going to be on how creative they get. Now, in an affiliate industry, in an ad tech industry, you need to know how to grow your clients at every moment. Yeah, on the back end, operations are going to happen. On the back end, everything will happen. And you can train AI on, and you can build AI to the maximum potential where you don't have to really feed in anything to the AI. That will go on silo. But you still need a team of someone who's strategically thinking, who's actually going to be very creativity focused to make sure that your clients are growing along with you as well. A very different example to give for all the Marvel fans out there, which I think, and I thought about it and it was like a eureka moment for them. Marvel's already done it. There's Captain America and Iron Man working together. So they work great as a team, and you always have someone managing that team. They're not working in silos. So I think making sure and putting together both things to use it at maximum potential will help. And having a manager or a team lead who's going to make sure that these two marry in harmony is going to be a great thing for sure in the future.
Yeah, and I think over the past episode and this one thing that I have seen, we are all in agreement that more of the operational tasks would be delegated to AI. So
Yeah.
all the routine things, all the things which could be automated, uh, will be automated. So I would also like to know from both of you that we also discussed that there would be a blend of AI and humans, as Sagar said, and you also said that more of strategic thinking and client engagement roles would be on the forefront. So apart from the client facing roles, what are the other complex things, or I would say other more technical stuff that AI could handle, and what are the things that humans would need to handle? So me being a part of marketing, I would say right now, instead of preparing all the creatives and doing all the creative stuff on the decks, we simply use AI, and then we monitor it and we structure the piece around it so that the structure is in place for everything. I would like to know from you, what are the other technical stuff that you feel that AI could handle, which could free up more creative room and more room for the employees to engage with the clients.
Okay, Sagar, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. So yeah, I mean, with respect to ad tech space, definitely there are a lot of avenues where AI can kind of take up responsibilities. One definitely with respect to the marketing side of business when it comes to developing some innovative ad campaigns. As you mentioned, creating certain impactful messaging. So of course there has to be certain human intervention required there, but at least the input levels, at an input level, a user can of course have certain data points with the consumer behavior understanding on the market research, and how that particular data set can be translated by an AI tool to be able to give us some insights. Okay, so this is something which will resonate with the audience. So that's something which will essentially enable much better kind of campaigns for the users out there. Again, with respect to client relationships, also that's one another area where we kind of see uh, constant connect with the client is required when it comes to an ad tech industry. So we need to where AI can sort of enables things to a certain extent with respect to the communication drafting. That's another aspect where AI can help us, because definitely people like certain tone of messaging, and maybe humans are not in that particular mood certain times. So yeah, definitely it is a straightaway tool, a no-brainer. You would like to, how you would like to keep the tone professional, casual. So all those themes are pretty much possible. A very important aspect what I feel, again on the tech side, not only on the human engaging side, there are 2 3 areas where ad tech is evolving. Say for example, augmented reality, or certain voice commands, sort of searches, prompts, then connected TV. So these areas again where AI is taking over on the tech side are definitely going to help ad tech products to reach to the next level, where human intervention is very minimal here. But as a solution, when we present it to the clients, it's something out of the box, something new, reimagined in a different format. So yeah, these 2 3 aspects I feel will definitely take the ad tech industry to the next level. Yeah, Praneeth, you're on mute.
Okay, I can add on. Actually, I resonate with the both of you. And the first thing that came to my mind was the creative front, where yeah, AI cannot do everything creative for you, but then it can for sure use your creativity to the maximum potential. For example, you have idea A, idea B, idea C, idea D, and everything is not put together in a structure. You can always use AI to put that together in a structure and make sure that it comes out in the most beautiful way possible. Not just that, anything that you want to do, anything that you're just thinking in certain words, you're not built up to it and you haven't built out a structure of creativity for it. Yes, obviously your brains are going to be used at a maximum potential to think those few things out, but you can always use AI to put it together as a whole. You can put it together in a way where it can be portrayed in the right way out to the world, and there's no miscommunication there. So I think AI can be used with creativity, but not entirely, because I think humans will also be required to put their brains first, to put that creative front together, and then I think AI will do the rest for you.
Great. I mean, I also have a similar sort of opinion to you, Praneeth, that the human mind has endless capacity, and the difference that I believe we have is AI is trained on a lot of data set, but the
Yeah.
things that human mind can think of without being trained on anything. So we can imagine anything without having a context before. So that is something that would really make an impact for us, particularly in the creative field, as well as you said, structuring things and imagining stuff, and then we
Yep.
might use AI to put it together.
Yes,
Uh,
100%.
yeah. So thanks, guys, first of all, for being a part of this, and thank you for being a part of Tyro Talks for the second episode. And just as a concluding statement, I would like both of you to give your suggestions to anyone who is in the ad tech profession, particularly, or any profession, if in general, how they could upskill themselves. So, as Sagar also mentioned earlier, to learn about stuff, to be updated with the industry. But anything in particular you want to suggest to the professionals in ad tech or any other space to adapt to these transformations and to help them sustain in the field for a longer run?
Well, I think exploring more on your strongest suits is something that everybody should do, with AI or without AI. I mean, I'm giving an answer without AI, and these are going to be super useful after AI is used at potential as well. So just exploring more on your stronger suits, training yourself to be a great presenter. No matter what, AI can't take that away from you. If you're a great presenter and you can put your word across with the clients and the world, I think nothing better than anything taking over that part of it. Working on your communication skills and focusing on how you can be very creative and how you can bring creativity on the table, I think is super important. And I think Sagar did mention it, that upskilling will always be required later or now. Upskilling and being updated with whatever is latest will be required. You don't want AI to take over, and I don't think AI will, but you need to be updated with the most latest things around the world as well. So, like I said, AI can't take over personalization, and that's something a human will only be able to add. So, I think these are the few things we can focus on solely to put together strategies and grow their business as well in the ad tech industry.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely agree on that. Just to add on, of course, upskilling definitely is important, and the way AI tools are sort of getting so self intelligent, the kind of signals they're picking up, and sort of the generative AI the tools are fascinating. Just to even look at the demos when you talk to them and the kind of human kind of responses they give. But yeah, especially in AdTech, just to add where we are looking at embracing this kind of new technology, uh, the people need to be more open-minded about allowing. Just to give a comparison, if you check with our parents, they're just getting used to e-commerce. They're just getting used to making transactions online, but they still are not 100% fine with it. It's sort of the same transition what probably we are also going through. Probably the next generation will be so AI friendly that it's not going to be like a threat, but more of a ease of use and on a daily activity basis. But yeah, but for that transition to happen, it will definitely take some time, and not with a scare that it will kind of replace my job, but it will take on the routine tasks. Essentially, where and anyway, nobody likes doing that operational level routine task, right? It sort of feels your and it kind of brings a new perspective to your job when you're able to do things quickly. So one important aspect, you're not stuck in a narrow job function with AI. There's a lot of versatility you can bring into your role. But yeah, and every individual has to take it up in that certain manner where because AI is definitely bringing revolutionary change across healthcare, education, ad tech. Definitely, we've been closely knowing about it. So there are a lot of spaces where you people not having an expertise on the domain, but still having an AI level expertise can switch industries. So that will be an interesting take to see how probably the next decade unfolds. So yeah, that's all from my side. It's what I feel up and kicking about the next phase where AI is taking us.
Great, thanks guys. Thanks for being a part of Tyroo Talks, and I wish you all the best for the day. And Praneeth, go enjoy Thailand, and
Thank you.
later on when you are in.
Great. Thanks,
Thank
Mayank,
you.
for organizing this. It was really fun,
Yeah.
and it helped us also gain more knowledge on what's happening in the industry.
As AI continues to evolve, we envision future organizational charts transforming significantly. Traditional hierarchies are giving way to flattened structures where roles focus more on managing technology and data. In advertising, AI will take over routine tasks, leading to fewer managerial roles and more collaborative cross-functional teams. A major shift will be managers transitioning to individual contributor roles, allowing them to focus on specialized tasks and fostering strategic thinking and creativity. Freed from routine management, they can engage more deeply with innovation. As organizations flatten, new promotional opportunities will arise for individual contributors, who will evolve into team lead positions overseeing AI-driven teams. These leaders will guide their teams in leveraging AI for strategic advantage, emphasizing expertise and leadership in AI integration. With AI handling routine tasks, employees will focus on complex and creative endeavors. In ad tech, professionals will develop innovative ad strategies, create compelling content, and analyze nuanced consumer behaviors. Companies using AI to automate data analysis allow marketing teams to craft personalized ad campaigns. Given these changes, my advice to ad tech professionals is to continuously upskill in AI and data analytics. Embrace lifelong learning, be adaptable to new technologies, and understand both the technical and creative aspects of your role. This will ensure you stay relevant and thrive in an increasingly AI-driven environment.